Justice for Ricahrd Mach. Today marks the traditional Fijian commemoration of 100 nights since the passing of Ricahrd Mach. It's also become a rallying cry, a symbol of a broken system. Ricahrd, a 35-year-old hotel worker, was just trying to get by, like the rest of us. He was studying to be a ship captain class 3. His favorite pastime was fishing. On the 18th of January 2025, his life was tragically cut short. He died in police custody in Nadi, Fiji. The details are still murky, shrouded in the kind of fog that seems to follow these cases. Allegedly, his killers were young officers from the Fiji police force based in Nadi, on the western part of Fiji. His body was later found allegedly dumped by Fiji police on a vacant lot in Nassau, Nadi. Left there, discarded like trash. It's a scene that plays out far too often in Fiji today. A young man, gone too soon, a family left to pick up the pieces, and a community left wondering how could this happen.
The first casualty in cases like this is often the truth. Richard's death sparked an immediate outcry. People wanted answers. They deserved answers. The police, in their usual fashion, promised a full and transparent investigation. They assured everyone that those responsible would be held accountable. But days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. The investigation has dragged on, bogged down in the quicksand of bureaucracy and official silence. The officers on duty that night at the Namaka Police Station, the last known people to see Ricahrd alive, were questioned. But their stories, conveniently, remain hidden behind a wall of ongoing investigation. Even the usually tight-lipped police commissioner Ricahrd Tudravu made the obligatory statements, promising justice. But promises are easy to make and even easier to break, especially when it comes to holding the powerful accountable. The Assistant Commissioner of Police Crime, Masake Waga, also joined the chorus, assuring the public that the investigation was at a critical stage. That was in February 3 months ago. It's been crickets ever since. Through all the official pronouncements and empty promises, one voice remained constant. The voice of Richaرد's mother, Seraphine Mach. A mother who lost her son. A mother who just wants to know what happened. She, along with other family members, has been relentless in their pursuit of justice. They demand answers, redress, and justice. They've harnessed the power of social media, hoping that Richard's story turns into a symbol of honesty, equity, and fair play in the Fijian justice system. Media outlets like the Fiji Times have amplified their voices, giving them a platform to share their grief and their anger. And they're not alone. Richard's death has touched a nerve in Fiji. It's become a lightning rod for a much larger conversation about police accountability, about the abuse of power, and about the erosion of trust between the people and those who are sworn to protect them. As if the death of Ricahrd Mach wasn't enough to shake the public's faith in the police, enter stage left, Pio Tiko Ndua, the Minister for Home Affairs. His solution to this whole mess? Arm the police. Yes, you heard that right, arm the police. Now, I'm no expert, but it seems to me that when you have a problem with people dying in police custody, the last thing you need is to give those same police officers more weapons. It's like giving a kid who failed their driving test a Ferrari and saying, "Go on, try again. What's the worst that could happen?" This proposal has been met with exactly the kind of response you'd expect, outrage. People are understandably concerned. They're asking, if the police can't be trusted to handle unarmed suspects, why should we trust them with guns? It's a valid question. Ricahrd Mach's death has exposed a deep wound in Fijian society. It's a wound that runs deep, fueled by a lack of accountability and a culture of impunity. And until that wound is addressed, until there is real justice for Ricahrd and others like him, the calls for reform will only grow louder. Because in the end, this isn't just about one man's death. It's about the kind of society we want to live in. A society where justice is blind, and where everyone is treated with dignity and respect, regardless of whether they're wearing a badge or not. Do the honorable thing, Commissioner Tudravu. Expedite the investigation into the death of Ricahrd Mach, allegedly at the hands of your officers, some of whom are younger than Ricahrd. Rest on high, brother Ricahrd Mach. God continue to comfort your mother and grieving family. Justice delayed is justice denied.